What's going on, guys? So today I am going to be doing my first episode of underrated cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or yeah, and it's not gonna be all cards that are like unknown or stuff like that. It's gonna be cards like that you've probably heard of, but then you're like, I don't know, think to play it and stuff like that. But anyways, let's get on with it. So first card up, Dark Core. Yeah, this is actually an old school card, and some people might not have even seen it. I think it got reprinted in I forget what it just got reprinted. It just got reprinted in some pack. It might be Battle Pack 2. I'm not sure, but yeah. Dark Core. It's discard one card, then target one face-up monster from the field and banish it. So yes, it is a -1, but in some decks like Harpies and stuff like that, there are some decks that can get away with -1, like the decks that play Regeki Break. And, oops, sorry, that was my keyboard. And I always felt like Dark Core's a better option. Yeah, it's a trap, so it does have its advantages over spells, but the thing is, I don't know, to banish it, it's a lot better of effect, and I think it's underrated, and I think it's even like a nice little tech card, especially for some decks. I do understand that targets and its flaws, but it's a deck card that you might want to look into testing out. I've tested out, and especially Harpies, and it works out pretty well. Nobody really sees it coming because, I mean, what do you see, Dark Core? Like, yeah. Anyways, okay, on to the next card, which everybody probably knows of, but I feel like nobody's playing it, and I've been teching it. I mean, people burn decks and Exodia decks play it, but I've been teching it into just the normal decks, and that is 1 Day of Peace. Each player draws one card, and neither player takes damage until the end of the opponent's next turn. So basically, you play this, you and your opponent both draw one, and you're safe till next turn, till it's your turn again. So it's a good card, especially if you're still a slower deck. And it kind of speeds up your deck. It's like if you put it up with an upstart, it makes your deck technically 36 cards, if you want to think of it that way. And yeah, 1 Day of Peace, I think, is an underrated card that's a common, so it's really easy to get your hold of. I don't know if it was short printed or not. I kind of forget. But yeah, good card just to tech in, and you would be surprised like that it actually helps. Now, I'm going to get on with a card here. These are the last 3 cards that are really underplayed, and the last 2 aren't really well known. So the first one, Xyz Reflect. When I spell trap, or trap card or monster effect is activated that targets face-up Xyz monster stirs, parentheses, on the field, negate the activation. If you do, destroy it, then inflict 800 damage to your opponent. This is very underrated. A lot of cards can pull this off, especially cards on a deck like Battle and Boxers that rely on it. You do this on Battle and Boxers, it's really good because all you do is target, and if it's a card that doesn't target, like Dark Core, Mirror Force, you can just use Battle and Boxer Legio's effect and detach, and your monster's still safe. But then for the cards that do target, and they're trying to slowly get rid of you, and this is just this could be banishing too. So on the rebound, if somebody was playing that Dark Core card I was just talking about, Xyz Reflect would save you, and then it inflicts 800 damage to your opponent. So it's a really good card. I would, in some decks, especially decks that really heavily XYZ, and it's all about it, like Goes and Gear gadgets and all that. Not Gear gadgets. I mean gadgets. All about their rank 4s. Xyz Reflect, way to go. Now on to cards that are one's a common, one's a rare, but I don't think anybody plays this. In this card, I always thought it was good, and I've been testing it now, and it's really good. Memory Loss. Yes. It is kind of in between like a breakthrough skill and a Phoenix Chain, but it's good because I'm not saying it replaces Valor, but I mean, okay, here, let's read the effect. When a face-up attack position monster your opponent controls just activated an effect, except during the damage step, negate the effect, and if you do, change that monster to face-up defense position. This is good because how many deck people do you know that play a deck with a threatening effect? And usually this card would probably apply to Synchros or an XYZs. They always special summon it face up in attack position. So it would negate it and put defense so they can't do any damage that turn, and you can deal with it next turn. And if it was like a Black Rose, unless they special summon it defense, you can negate its effect and then put it in defense position and take it out next turn. It's a good card, and people would probably say, well, what's the difference between Breakthrough Skill? Yeah, Breakthrough Skill, you can use it twice. That is a pro to it. But I think people got more hyped to that card because they're like, oh, it's an Ultra. I feel like people would play this card more if it was an Ultra Rare. At the time, like, yeah, people play common Breakthrough Skills after it got reprinted, but I think people got wind of it because when they got their Ultra, they're like, oh, Breakthrough Skill's a good card. This card, I think, is better than Breakthrough Skill. Yeah, you can't activate it in your graveyard, but it does defend you, too, for that turn. So, very good card, and it's very, very underrated. Next, Dimension Slice. This is very good, especially in a format, or just the future in general, where everybody special summons. Is when a monster or monsters is special summoned to your side of the field, except during the damage step. and this card's face down, target one face-up monster your opponent controls and banish that target. Now, if you summon an XYZ summon this turn, you can activate the card this turn was set. So you can set, so it's pretty much like a spell card, unless they MST chained an MST to it. You can set it, do your XYZ special summon, even if it's weaker than your opponent's monster, and then you can banish one face-up monster your opponent controls, and it's not a minus. It's a good trap. I can see this be used in a lot of things. You can get a face-up monster and banish it, and yeah, it goes to that whole, like, yeah, it does target and stuff like that, but it banishes, and it's one... I just think it's a very good card. I wouldn't say you'd play tons of these, but I say it would be a good little tech card to play one in a deck, because all decks special summon now, and like I said, and a lot of decks XYZ summon, so you can activate the card the turn you set it. So, problem monster on the field, XYZ summon whatever you want, Global Chain, Gusto Emerald, something weak, and then you banish your opponent's monster so you don't have to deal with it, get your effect of whatever you needed, go for some damage. Or go for game depending on whatever XYZ deck you're using. So yeah. Look at these cards, guys. I say test them out, see what you think about them, and share with your friends that, yeah, these are some underrated cards, especially Memory Loss and Xyz Reflect and Dimension Slice. One Day Apiece and Dark Horror I think everybody knows of, but Xyz Reflect I feel like some people know of, and Memory Loss and Dimension Slice I feel like nobody knows or plays. And for the few of you that do know and play it, good for you. Share it to your friends and try to get them to play it. Anyways, if you like this video, thumbs it up, subscribe for more content. And, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you later.